We be live. Hello, Durud and
Hello.
Shalom.
Welcome back, everyone. We are live, and we're going to talk to you guys about what the United States is planning to do in the Strait of Hormuz. They issued a warning. Armin, did you hear about that?
No, what warning?
Okay, so the United States Navy issued a warning to all of the ships from the coast of Oman into the Persian Gulf, and they were basically telling them that there's going to be military operations that are going to be conducted soon. And they were telling them, you guys have to coordinate with us. And then the
Oh,
IRGC is like, no, you guys have to coordinate with us. So imagine if you're a tanker and you've been stuck there for 4 months, okay?
oh
There's
no.
like barnacles building up on the underside of your ship.
Oh no.
And you're like, your wife's like, where are you? Like, what's going on? Like, and you're like, I can't do anything. And the
Oh my
IRGC is
God.
like, you have to listen to us. Okay. So you're caught between the IRGC pointing missiles at you. Okay. And then there's the US Navy that's like, we're going to disable your ship if you don't listen to us well. And they did that today. They disabled a ship flagged out of Gambia. They fired a Hellfire missile straight into the engine room, and they gave it 20 warnings. And the ship was just like, nope, nope. So maybe they were more scared of the IRGC than they were scared of the United States Navy. Because at least the IRGC is just, like, they're
Right.
just going to kill you. The Navy is just going to hit your engine room, and you're like, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. But Sarah, that was not yesterday. This Gambia ship is today. This just happened. This just happened. I see Sarah saying that was yesterday. No, it just like this was hours ago.
Man, I don't want to be one of those guys right now, like stuck in there. So there's 1,600 ships estimated, and then there's about
Wow.
20,000 sailors, and they're just stuck. So they just
Just
have to go
stuck
into
there.
port, get food, get supplies, and then just go back into their ship, and they just sit there. So these guys
Yeah.
probably they're probably really good at cards and all sorts of stuff by now. But um, man, it must be boring.
Yes.
It must be so boring.
Sarah saying, "Oh my God, these poor guys!" Like, yeah, imagine like we're like sitting at home, like, "Oh my God, why is this taking so long?" But we're at least that we're at home. These poor guys, they're just like they're stuck in the Persian Gulf. They didn't like we didn't sign up for this. Like, what the fuck? Oh,
Guys,
Samantha is here. Guy is here. Yeah, go on. I mean,
another thing. Guess what? Guess what today is? Today is May 30th. Do you know what happens today? The Hajj is over. People will start going back home to wherever they came from. So the Hajj, they go to Mecca, which is in Saudi Arabia. Okay, if you're a good Muslim, you do that, and that lasted for a few days. I think it was like a week, and it just ended today. So people are going to be heading back out, which is where Saudi gets most of their lot of money from, tourism. And they were kind of worried that, hey, if the war starts, all these tourists are not going to they're not going to come, or they're not going to spend a lot of money, and that hurts us. So yeah, Saudi's been a very big pain because I mean they've been the entirety of the war. They're trying to convince the UAE to stop striking the IRGC, to go back to the negotiating table, telling the US, hey, let's start talking with the IRGC again. And they've been kind of dragging their feet here. And I'm sure they have their own internal politics issues and stuff, but it's been a real drag.
yeah. The Saudis are terrified of their own people. They're terrified that there will be an Islamic uprising, right?
Yes, they're also scared that if the war breaks out, the IRGC is going to hit all their water desalination plants and their oil infrastructure.
Yeah. So they're stuck. Like they can't go aggressive against the Islamic Republic because then they would have their own Islamic revolution. And they also don't want to be targeted as much as the UAE was targeted. But they also hate the Islamic Republic. So they would love to be able to join the Abrahamic Accord, but they can't.
That's why fear is a bigger motivator. They fear the IRGC more than anything else.
Right. Oh, yeah, you're right. And also, Guy just gave us a question, and also look, he congratulations, changed his handle. Okay, do you want to read this?
Guy says, still going to be a couple more days until it's safe to strike, 25th to 30th. I think it also creates UAE and Qatar tourism from the people coming in. Which three countries asked for a pause again? Qatar, Pakistan, Saudi, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised now that even if the UAE asked for a pause because they thought that they're vulnerable and they're not protected as much as they should be before an attack.
You think so? I mean, like, the IRGC, I mean, the regime's going to go after the UAE so much more, not only
That's
in
why
the
they're not
upcoming
ready.
strikes, but just economically as well, because now, now the secret's out that the UAE conducted dozens of strikes on IRGC targets.
I'm looking for a question. Somebody, I'm not seeing it. Okay, look at this. Kathy is saying, I had a question too. Please read it. I'm looking for it.
Kathy,
Can you ask it
type
again?
it again? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, we have new members. Omi, thanks.
Ooh.
Thanks for becoming a new member.
Member,
And Spring
Omi
Fauna as
became-
well. I appreciate you guys.
Oh.
Along with the first super chat of the day by our OG Fleshy Interloper, you have super chats. I do. I had super chats starting a couple days ago. So it's actually really fun. I like it. Also, let me know what your profile picture is. I don't know if that's like Warhammer or something like that.
It might be his own
wondering.
design.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Look, you usually have Javid Shah Freedom, but this is Javid backup account. Who's there?
We have some more questions I start, and I'm still waiting for Kathy to re-ask her question, and I'm not seeing it. But if you want to answer people's questions.
Yeah, I'll answer it. And I also want to start off by showing you guys a joke that Pete Hegseth made.
Ooh.
Looks like people are having all sorts of problems. Clicker not clicking, questions not showing up. I don't know. We found Kathy's question, who says, my question was, how would we free the political prisoners from the Islamic Republic? Would that be something that the Immortal Guard would do when the time is right? They actually have, the Immortal Guard has done that to, like, they freed some. There was a lot of gunfire at Evin prison during the strikes, and they conducted an operation, and some of them died, and they got some of the prisoners out. But that was very small, and I don't know if that's even doable again, because, you know, you can't really use the same trick twice, but get rid of the regime.
And they usually recapture them anyways.
Yeah.
The only way to free the political prisoners from the Islamic Republic is to topple the regime. There is no freeing the political prisoners and then toppling the regime. You topple the regime and then you free the political prisoners. If you want political prisoners to be free in Iran, there is no other way other than regime change. Do you agree with that, Ali?
Completely agree. There's no other way. Just imagine if you did get them out, now what?
Yeah, they will just come in. They know where you live. They know where your family is. They will come get you. In fact,
they know everything about you.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Speaking of the Immortal Guard, a video came out.
Oh, Ali, adding yourself back. Oh, there we go. And then up here. There we go.
Nice. Look, guys, we have a video from the Immortal Guard.
Oh my.
آوازان شیراز با همکاری گارد جاویدان داریم برای روز فراخوان شاهزاده آماده میشیم. ما زیادیم کاکو، خیلی زیاد. جاوید شاه پاینده ایران.
Kaku Shirazi.
Kaku Shirazi. Oh my god.
You want to tell them what Kaku means?
Kako means brother, but not in all of Iran, only in Shiraz. Okay,
Yeah.
only guys, only in Shiraz, Kako means brother. Okay.
Yeah, you know, this
Okay.
guy's he's really following what we were talking about yesterday with the clothes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. But look at that. He's got a. Actually, I should probably not show that.
You
Anyway,
wanna translate that though?
yeah. So he said, actually, it's right there. So we, the soldiers of Iran, are working together with the immortal guards of Iran. Did you catch that? We, the soldiers of Iran, are working together with the immortal guards. Can anyone tell me what that means in the chat? Anyone?
Can you play
What
it
does that
again
mean?
to make sure can you play the Persian
ما زیادیم
version?
کاکو خیلی زیاد ما سربازان شیراز با همکاری گارد جاویدان داریم برای روز فراخوان شاهزاده آماده میشیم ما زیادیم کاکو خیلی زیاد جاوید شاه پاینده ایران
We, the soldiers of Shiraz, are working
Wow.
with the immortal guard in preparation for the final call from Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi.
So Ali, what you're pointing out is that he didn't even call himself the immortal guard. He says we're working with the immortal guard.
Yes.
Hmm.
Now, here's the thing, right? Statements like this were coming out during the strikes. I personally thought, like, of course, most of them, yes, that's actually the immortal guard. But why wouldn't some of them be the Mossad agents, right? So, like, if you're in the Artesh and you wanted to defect, well, you're looking, who am I defecting to? So you hook up with Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi's website, you defect there. Maybe they, show you that there's like also Mossad websites you can like get in touch with. And this guy is posting the first of his kind. We, the soldiers of Shiraz, okay, the Artish of Shiraz, and he says it specifically, which is surprising to me, Shiraz, are working with their immortal guard. So
Yeah, we don't know if it's Artesh. Like it could be IRGC.
It could just be a Mossad agent. It could be anyone, but maybe that's a signal of where they're thinking they want to head their operations into.
It's interesting, but by the way, they need to. What he said at the end was important. He said like, he mentioned the prince. He said, "Long live the king." He said, "Javid Shah." If you see any armed forces not mentioning that, we cannot trust them. It's mandatory for them to say Javid Shah. And I mean, honestly, if you mention the immortal guards, that means you're already on the right side, right? Because the immortal guards is Prince Reza Pahlavi's design and his team.
Exactly. It's a very, very low likelihood that the IRGC are going to be saying, even in a video to like fake opposition, just like, Javid Shah, this and that. They would be most likely inclined to do remember the posters that they're putting up in Tehran about like the hands, and it's like black and red, and they're trying to promote like the Red Black Alliance, MEK, stuff like that. I think that's what the IRGC would most likely do, is just try and give more presence to other opposition groups and not the Pahlavi one. Because they know that's the biggest one, so they would want to undermine it. Not that it would work, I mean.
There were two questions. One was that, so first of all, Guy was mentioning that the three countries that were asking United States to stop was Saudi Arabia, UAE, and Qatar. These are the three countries that are the most affected by the Hajj. And also, I think Steve was asking, like, does Trump even care about what these countries ask? Yeah, because he's trying to get them to do something. So he cares about what they ask him because he could get something from them in return. And the main thing he's asking from them in return is to accept Israel, accept working under the security umbrella of Israel. Because, guys, for US, there's something bigger than all of this that is happening. For the United States, the bigger picture is the Dondro Doctrine, and China. Everything for United States is eventually goes to their competition with China, right? So everything right now in the Middle East has to do with United States competition against China, and President Trump is looking at everything through that lens. And the long-term planning is the United States to figure out how to untie basically free resources from the Middle East. Right, Middle East needs to stop becoming a problem for United States, so that United States could focus on its competition with China. Right, this problem needs to be solved. One of the best ways to solve this problem is to have a pro-American regime, or pro-American government inside Iran, but also getting the Arab countries to have Israel as their security guarantor and basically allow United States to go worry about other things. These are the main two big things and happening from the perspective of the United States. This is how important all of this is.
Guys, this was Armin saying, okay? For too long, the Middle East has been a focal point for the United States. And these countries are the most important ones because they have oil. Okay, that affects most countries in the world. Instead of the United States forever providing them security, you outsource the security to Israel. They're experts in Middle Eastern warfare. That way, you, the US, can now focus on everything you see on the screen right now. So here, South America, and here, the Pacific. You want to stop being boggled down here. And there's some kickback, right? These countries are like, well, we pay you guys to provide us security. You guys bring your own soldiers. You do everything for us. We kind of like it that way. We don't want that to change. In fact, we kind of need more of it now that the IRGC are such a menace. And the US is like, well, I'm the only one who can do this for you. Russia and China can't. No one else can. And this is such a one-sided thing right now. Like I'm saving you guys. So give me more. It's not enough to just be trading in the US dollar for oil. I want more. And we're seeing a lot of kickback. I mean, I don't even know realistically like how possible it is in this short of a time frame for these countries to start wondering, hey, yeah, we can normalize relationships with Israel.
Yeah,
it's going to take some time.
I see two super chats from Guy and one from Sarah. Do you want to go? Because I don't want to wait for them because I think they're relevant to the conversation that you're having. So let's go through them.
Sarah, thank you for the super chat, who says, we are having PTSD now that more images and videos are coming out from January 8th and 9th. I'm so angry. I hate feeling helpless. I completely understand. That's like I watch multiple of those a day to try and see if there's anything new. A lot of them are very gory, so we can't share them. But it's everything that we thought. Machetes, guns, shooting, everything's there. Chemical weapons. Yeah. That's why we're doing this. You're not doing nothing. You're here. Yeah, thanks, Sarah. Guy with the super chat says, UAE, Qatar, and Saudi asked for the pause and are most affected by Hajj tourism. I was trying to say that they all have an interest in Hajj finishing first. Yeah, I agree. That's why they, that makes total sense. I just didn't know that the UAE and Qatar also had tourism spilling over from Saudi.
Yeah, that's a very interesting point from Guy, because everybody thinks like, oh yeah, Saudi Arabia benefiting from Hajj. But think about it, like if you're going from Malaysia to Saudi Arabia for Hajj, like you're already there. You're gonna go see Dubai, right? Like you already paid for the plane ticket, right? So I mean, not everybody, but most people are like, well, since we're in the neighborhood, we might as well, right? So yeah, to get a lot of spillover effect.
Yeah, thanks, Guy. Who has another super chat and says, "Awesome, you can receive super chats now, Addy." Yeah,
Yes.
finally, yes, we can, and they're super fun to read. Yeah, thank you, appreciate it. Hope everything's going good with you, guys. Guy made a YouTube channel as well. We're growing Armin's army.
Yes.
Should we show it?
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna find it, but yeah, basically Ali and Guy are the first recruits. I mean, technically Goldie was the first YouTube channel that we started. Like,
True.
you know, right.
She started it because Armin told her to, and then I started it because Armin told me to, and it just keeps on going. I mean, Armin's really achieving his dream here slowly, just getting people to start.
Yeah, my goal is to create an army of freedom fighters, and you guys are the first ones. Wait, how do I even write this? Oh, okay, found it. There's no videos on there though yet, but I'll show it anyways. So share screen, Guy. This is the. We go over here, and then remove this. Could add this. So this is Guy's channel, and here. So yeah, this is Guy's
Once
channel.
you believe you know the truth, you forfeit your ability to get any closer to it. So okay, so once you think you know everything, you stop searching for more knowledge.
Ooh, I like that. So guys, I know there is no videos on here yet, but this channel, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. Guy is going to be focusing on Israel politics for an English-speaking audience. As an Israeli inside Israel, that's what he's going to be focusing on. Oh, there we go. We got somebody sub. Okay, so, and he's going to have his own segment on liberty politics discussion group, just like Ali does as well. And he's going to be doing once a week, and he's going to be focusing on Israel. So me and Ali focus mostly on Iran. Guy is going to focus mostly on Israel. I'm here. And then we're going to have, hopefully soon, we get somebody to focus a lot on US politics. And then I also hoping that we get somebody focusing on UK politics as well, right? So me and Ali focus a lot on Iran and the Middle East. Guy focuses on the Middle East as well, but from an Israeli perspective, we need a segment of live streaming where somebody is doing American politics and UK politics.
Yeah, that is the dream.
Yes.
Guys, Armin wants to be so influential that he affects politics directly. This man has no limits to his ambition.
Yes.
And guys, speaking of our fantastic host, Armin, I got to show you guys something about Armin.
Oh.
Have to. Did you show this? Have people seen this yet?
Wait, how many minutes is that? Because
it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
Yeah,
so
I spoke for. Well, I mean, this is the part that they thought was I expect them to cut that part out, but they thought this is the best part. So yeah, it was. I mean, I spoke for a lot longer than that, but this is the part that they're highlighting. And thank you for showing that, by the way.
Oh my God! Wait, the Africa Chica is so right. I thought Addy was going to say overlord, not host. That is what we should call him.
Oh no. That's a good idea.
So I don't know if people have seen this, but I'm kind of curious to see what they chose in this 2-minute segment. Should we watch it?
Okay. Yeah.
This is a three-phase plan, where first we take Iran by removing Pahlavi,
Then we will take the Middle East and North Africa by removing Israel from as an obstacle from our way. And eventually we go for America and we take over the world. This is in the DNA and nothing is going to change that. The disagreements is not on this goal. Like they all agree on this goal. This is why it's the IRGC. The R stands for revolutionary. People need to ask them, why are you still revolutionary? Didn't you win the 1979 Islamic Revolution? Usually when revolutionaries, when they eventually topple the regime, they stop being revolutionaries. So the reason why they're revolutionary, because they're revolutionary against the global order. They weren't revolutionary against Pahlavi. Pahlavi was just an extension of the global world order, and the revolution hasn't stopped. They're trying to export the revolution to completely change the world order in their image. And none of them disagree on this. There are different segments of the Islamic
I don't see
Republic
them
that disagree on the
surrendering.
methods.
We've
Exactly.
decimated. No, I mean, we've
Right.
decimated them. Over 180 military bases, leveled, flattened. Over 90% of their forces are gone. I just don't see, and there's the rhetoric that they're pouring out right now at this late stage. I mean, saving face, sure. Delusional, definitely. I don't see them ever surrendering.
Exactly. You're so right, because surrendering would mean that everything they have been saying and believing in for the past 47 years, everything that they have been saying to their followers has been a lie. So they can't bend the knee, they can't surrender, because if they surrender, their followers would realize that they have been lied to for 47 years and they would lose support. There's one thing that they're trying to do. They're trying to make it seem like somebody like Pezeshkian or people like Rouhani and Zarif within the regime, they're trying to sacrifice them. If they want to be more flexible to the Americans, to pretend that it wasn't us, it was them. But I don't think the regime supporters will buy that. And that's why they're desperate to try to pretend that they're winning. Any signs, this is why they enrich uranium. If the Americans manage to get the enriched uranium out of Iran, it would be undeniable to the regime supporters that they have never been as strong as they have pretended to be. And if they lose legitimacy and support among their last remaining regime supporters, they will not be able to survive. And that's why they can't surrender, because surrendering to the Americans is an admission to their own followers that we have been lying to you for 47 years.
Oh, that last line is perfect, guys. Our overlord Armin. That's really
well,
good.
don't call me that. but I think I kind of screwed up. I think I went to too much detail, and I think it was too nuanced. And I think that this is an explanation good for our audience here that has a higher level of understanding. But I think that what I did there, this is why I'm surprised that they cut that segment, because that was the exact segment that I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have gone into that much. Like, I know you guys appreciate it. Thank you guys, because you guys have a higher level of understanding of these stuff. But I thought that, when I'm listening to that, I'm like if somebody who's watching that, who hasn't been following these things and at the level that we have, is going to watch them and be like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, who? Like, what? Who's Pezeshkian? Like, I don't know. I think like this, what might have been too detailed. What do you think?
Yeah, I see your point. But you know why they chose this? It's because your message, like some of the explanations, they might have tuned out of and been like, okay, well, I don't, whatever. But then when you said this is why they can't surrender, because they would admit to their own followers, everyone's ear perked up right there.
Mm-hmm.
So people want that. People want that, like the bottom line. And yeah, I mean, you can have it to her. I mean, she has an earpiece. People are telling her exactly what to say to you. You're there to answer their questions, and they can ask follow-up questions if they want more out of you. But yeah, that driving that bottom line, that's perfect. Like everyone got that. Okay. Everyone got it.
That was easy.
That's why they clipped it. Yeah. Also, I like when Armin's so he's not used to people agreeing with him, right? Because he's used to like having to change the minds of like these really hardcore Islamists and other people. So then, watch Armin's face right here when she agrees.
We've decimated. No, I mean, we've decimated them. Over 180 military bases.
Armin's like, wait, no, yeah.
I, 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 Oh, wait. Noha just gave us a super chat. Our second super chat on Liberty Politics. Thank you, guys. We're trying to get 10 every day. Noha saying, too late. You are the overlord. No. Okay. No, we're not doing that, guys. We're not doing that. And then, thank you, though. And then we have Javid's backup account. Love the username. Saying, please link to the interview. I'm going to put it in the chat. The link to the interview. Thank you for being interested in that. And also Guy was saying Armin packaging these messages effectively is really difficult skill, and you're improving by the day. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll try I'll try to get better. I was actually thinking of going out and paying for media training, because Goldie had media training, so I was thinking of like paying for it. Like, I think they cost like $5,000 or like more, $7,000 to get proper media training, and I was wondering if it's worth. I mean, I don't know, because most of what I do is with you guys anyways, and I don't need media training for that. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, here's what I think you should do, guys. In general, okay, over the past 20, 25 years, the value of education has dropped off a cliff, because we are in the information age, and you can find most things online. You can find experts that are willing to just give their knowledge to you for free on YouTube. Okay, that's actually why you guys are here. But the value of coaching like that is that someone sits across you, analyzes you in real time, or reviews like a video that you send them, and they give you like point-to-point feedback that's tailored to you. That's why most people pay for like coaching in general. It's tailored to you. I think you have the ability to just sit there, watch yourself, compare yourself to other people who give these interviews, even Goldie, and then see what you're doing, what they're not doing. Like, compare. I think, and guys, Armin has no time to do anything nowadays. So I think you can definitely do it. I don't think you need to pay for the coaching. I think if anyone could do it, it's definitely you.
Yeah. No, here's the thing though. I wanted to go and pay for these like courses, like media training, YouTube, all these other things, so that then I'll take that knowledge, and when we have our own army here, like you, Guy, and the other people that we will recruit that come to have their own channel, and then also use Liberty Politics to bring audience to their channel, then we will share that knowledge, like whatever we learn and we practice, and then we share that knowledge to the to our army, like to whoever from our Liberty Politics discussion group. We'll see the people who are interested in starting their own YouTube channel, and then we have a wealth of knowledge that we have paid like thousands of dollars for, and we take that and we create templates and we create courses, and we provide it for free to the people who are basically creating content and growing with Liberty Politics. So that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Well,
yeah,
we should talk about that more later.
Yeah.
I'd like to show you guys a joke that Mr. Hexeth made that I thought was kind of funny. Let's take a look. It's just 20 seconds.
We were in a cabinet meeting just a couple of days ago, and the president said, hey, it will be a great deal. And if Iran doesn't want to make a great deal that ensures they don't get a nuclear weapon, they can deal with the guy on my left. That was the only time I've ever been accused of being on the left.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, we have some super chats.
Yeah.
All right. So Sayed says, congratulations, Adi, on your channel's monetization. Thank you, Sayed.
Yeah.
Thanks. People are so like supportive of that. They're like, oh my God, finally you did it.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. And Wyatt, who says the IG should be a state of mind. What's IG? 10 people could work together as a team and be IG. One man could act just once and be IG. Become the wind. Hard to see, hard to stop, but strikes hard. This works. The IG should be a state of mind. Wyatt, what do you mean by IG?
IG.
Let's wait for him to say it and we'll come back to it. But thank you, Wyatt. No borders.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I just want No Borders were saying I feel you could use the group to find free assets. Well, I'm using the discussion groups to find people who want to collaborate with us to grow our Liberty Politics army.
Oh my God. People are saying the Immortal Guard. The IG is the Immortal Guard.
Oh,
The Immortal Guard should be
Immortal
a state
Guard.
of mind. You guys are all Immortal Guard. We are
Yeah.
Immortal Guard. We are all Immortal Guard. Yeah.
That's pretty good. Actually,
That's what you can tell
yeah,
your
Wyatt,
kids and your grandkids.
That's deep. That's deep now. Now that Wyatt, that's deep. Good thing, yeah. Yeah, state of mind, yeah. The Immortal
Yeah.
Guard is a state of mind.
Good point, Wyatt. No Border Sports says, I feel
I
like
already-
you could. Oh, yeah?
I already responded to that, yeah.
Okay, gotcha. And Casey, who says, Armin put in the most info in what time he had. Armin is doing the best with what he's got.
Thank you, Casey. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks, Casey. And Sarah, again, who says, Armin, I used to be a TV reporter. Do a lot of interviews, get practice, and watch back your interviews. But if you could get a mentor, that would be great. I could also help you for free if you like. Ooh.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Sarah. Okay. Email me at armin.navabi@gmail.com.
Wow.
I mean, well, Sarah, wait a minute. If you were a TV reporter, you should be joining the Liberty Politics Army. Yeah, you should join us, maybe. Yeah. So, okay, email me and we'll talk.
Yeah, you should join us.
Yeah.
All right. And those are all the super chats for now. Thanks, Sarah. That's very kind of you. Okay. So Hodge is ended. The United States has issued a warning that they're going to start trying to blow traffic in the Strait of Hormuz. The IRGC, the regime, has not changed its points. They still want to keep their uranium, nuclear weapons, the whole bit, Strait of Hormuz. The US has not changed their viewpoints. So, Armin, we're looking at a couple possibilities. I think the most likely one, and I want to see your thoughts on this, is that this ceasefire is going to be extended for a longer period of time. And I wanted to see if you could be devil's advocate for that and see if there's anything. You either extend the ceasefire, you go back to the strikes, or you pack up and go home.
I wouldn't be surprised if President Trump wants to bring down gas prices for the midterm before he goes back to kinetic operations. And that's why he wants to keep playing around with like, oh, we're talking. Yes, ceasefire. We're almost having a deal. Oh, no, we're going to remove the blockade. Well, maybe we will keep it. Just keep on doing that. Because I think like having right before the midterms, having like really high, like, I don't know what you guys think. Like this might be the case because it's not going to be good for the midterms if you have high gas prices in the United States, right? So maybe they're just dragging that all the way to after the midterms. What do you think about that?
It's definitely a possibility. We had the head of Mossad come out the other day.
Right.
And he said that if we keep the blockade and everything keeps going the way it is, the regime's going to fall in 7 months.
7 months. As long as the two conditions are met. I mean, we're not saying the head of Mossad is 100 there's no chance that he's making a mistake, but he's the head of fucking Mossad. Like obviously, it's not like a revelation from God, but I think we should take that seriously. Okay, he's the head of Mossad, right? So, if the head of Mossad says that if these two conditions are met, the Islamic Republic will fall within 7 months, that is a big deal. And those two conditions are the blockade continues and there's no deal. 7 months. I think 7 months is, I don't think 7 months is that long. 7 months is nothing.
No, in terms of felling a country headed by the IRGC who had 47 years to prepare for their war against America, and it starts, and it took them, what was it, like 40 days of strikes to be reduced to nothing. They can't do anything. They can't bury their supreme leader. They can't show up in public to have gatherings. Every time they did have gatherings, because, guys, why were they gathering in person to make meetings? Because we jammed their signals. We made it so that electronic and cyber warfare made it so that you can't communicate. Otherwise, everything's going to be leaked. We'll know what they're talking about. They meet up in person. Well, we just follow where they go and just hit the building, and then boom. I think they learned after like 4 times that they shouldn't do that. And we reduced them to that level after 47 years of them preparing for this. And the reason that they've lasted this long is because from the get-go, the IRGC's plan, and this is public knowledge, like they've come out and said this, they knew from the get-go that they were never going to be a match for the United States military on an open field, like a level, fair and square battle. So you guys hear asymmetric, okay? It means, oh, the US is going to bring a huge aircraft carrier, launch 500 drones at it. We're not going to make our own aircraft carrier. We're just going to put all these speedboats, these little things, overwhelm them, IEDs on the roadside, Strait of Hormuz, this and that. And it's a defensive battle. They've been able to last because there's no troops on the ground, because the people didn't take over and they killed too many. But right now, they're being starved economically. So if these conditions last, no deal and the blockade remains, 7 months they're gone. Now, what if you add a lot of other factors into it? Could it be sooner than 7 months? I think it can be. I think it can. We saw the people come out, and in a matter of a couple of weeks, the protests, 2 weeks, the protests reached a level where if they didn't murder and massacre the Iranian people to the extent they did, we would have won. Things can happen very fast, and they always happen very quickly as well.
I mean, I should find what happened in Romania as an example of how fast things. Have you seen that clip?
Are you talking about like it was a few decades ago, or are you talking about recently?
No, the Romania's dictator's last speech. I'll show
right
it to you guys.
They got him. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, everything basically. Yeah, I'll show it to you guys. It's a really good example to show how things all of a sudden can change. But yeah, I'll find it and I'll show it to you guys. But we should do we got more super chats.
All right. Okay, Dominic asks a good question. He says, are the militias that the IRGC has brought into the country to suppress the people, are they pro-12er, or are they just there for money? What he means by pro-12er is the Imam, right? The Mahdi.
All 12 of them.
Yeah.
12 of them is like all, yeah. So you
More
want to
money.
go for it first?
Yeah, I mean, it's like a mix of both. I think like 70% money, 30% the 12ers. So
Shia Islam, we have 12er Shia Islam and other versions of Shia Islam where the Imams they believe in are different in number, right? But the most dominant version of Shia Islam is 12er Shia Islam, right? And then within 12er Shia Islam, we have Velayat, people who believe in the guardianship of the jurists, as Khomeini designed, and people who don't believe in that, right? So yeah, all these militias, most of them, I would say, except the Houthis. The Houthis are not even 12er. They're Shia, but they're not even 12er, right? But Zainabiyun, Fatimiyun, Hashd Shabi, Kataib, and Hezbollah, they're not only 12er Shia Muslims, but they're also the guardianship of the jurist version of 12er Shia Islam, meaning that they believe in the supremacy of the supreme leader in Tehran, right? Sistani, for example, is not, he's 12er. The Sistani, Ayatollah Sistani in Iraq, he is 12er, but he does not believe in the guardianship of the jurist. Okay, he doesn't believe in the supremacy. And for example, Muqtada al-Sadr in Iraq, he is 12er Shia, but he does not believe in the authority of the supreme leader in Tehran. So he's 12er Shia, but not the guardianship of the jurist. So most of these militias, not only they're 12er Shia, but they're also believe in the guardianship of the jurist. However, where the money comes into play, is that these militias outside of Iran, they're less picky about the internal politics inside Iran. So their loyalty does depend on being guardianship of the jurist version of 12er Shia Islam. Like, you need to check that box. It is necessary for you to check that box. But after that, they don't give a shit that, I don't know, you're like, this message from this member of parliament is criticizing that thing that guy said, Jalili said this against Ghalibov said this against the Vahidi. They're like, okay, that is just give me the dollars and point to where I shoot at, right? So yes, they do care about you being guardianship of the jurist version of total Shia Islam. You have to check that box. But after that, they don't care as much about the internal politics of the Islamic Republic as the pro-regime Iranians inside Iran do care about. And this is why the Islamic Republic loves them, because less drama. There's less drama with them.
Yeah. I wonder if it was their own country, if they would care more. And I think that would be the case. They're not Iranian.
That's pretty good. Yeah, because Hashd Shabi does care about the details of the internal politics of Iraq. Yep, that's a very good point.
They do their best to control it, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, good question, Dominic. We have another question from No Border Sports, who says, how long can the people last at this point? And he's referring to how the economic situation in Iran is so bad. Food inflation is the highest in the world. It's just the people are selling off whatever they can to afford this month's groceries. Okay, here's the thing. I hate that the IRGC has turned around and put the weight on the Iranian people. They're forcing the Iranian people to be resilient. They're forcing them to sell off their belongings, sell their car, whatever they can to afford food. Because they know that the Iranian people are resilient. They had to endure decades of this BS, and they will find ways to be resourceful to survive for a little bit longer. And that buys the IRGC more time, because the people won't come out into the streets immediately. This isn't Paris, right? This isn't France, where people are like, oh my God, our farmers have 2% more taxes. That's it. I'm gonna set the country on fire. And I hate that. I hate that so much. I resent them so much, more than I already do. How long can they last? It really depends, because the people who are already poor have nothing now. The people one class above them have come down a class, okay? Everyone's taken down a notch. Most people were already getting to the poverty line, if not already there. So now most people are facing not just malnutrition, right? You just like eat like whatever you can for calories, and it doesn't matter like what nutrition you're getting, but now they're going to face starvation. And in fact, Armin, today there's a record heat wave in Sistan Balochistan, which is the southeast of Iran, and it's reached 50 degrees Celsius. So an area like that, which was already poor, which already had trouble with agriculture, is now facing a record heat wave. You guys can imagine what happens. It's a timer, and I've been saying this. We're on a timer. The people are going to have to come out There's only so much more of this that they can take before they come out again. And if you look at all the past protests, most of them had ties to an economic trigger. What do you think?
No, that was a very good explanation. And I think like one thing I really liked about your answer is that you demonstrated that we're talking about different people, right? And how long can people last depends, right? So the rich became middle class, the middle class became poor, and the poor, I don't know what's happening to the poor because we're not even hearing from them, right? We're talking about people that weren't even online when other Iranian people were online. So they were already invisible. And there were a lot of them. The poor in Iran is such a big segment of society that it's invisible even in Iran. Like we don't even see their lives, but the numbers and the data shows that they're there, but they're invisible, right? And they're not online. They haven't been online even when we had internet in Iran. And I have no idea what's happening to them, right? So it really depends on who we're talking about. Like, so for certain segments, from certain segments of society, they're not eating meat. They're not eating maybe less eggs, less vegetables, less fruits, but they still have enough calories, right? But there are people who used to not have those things to begin with, and I don't know what they're eating right now, right? So it really depends on what situation you were in to begin with, and now what this new condition does to you. And also it depends what you mean by last, right? So what is last, right? Because we could be under so much suffering and still survive, right? And I don't know, would you call that living? Like, so for example, I remember even before all of this, because guys, the economic situation was already going to shit even before all of this, right? And I remember some reports coming from inside Iran, and one thing that really broke me was this father that was holding his daughter in his arms, and every time her daughter smiled or opened her mouth, he could see the scars inside her mouth because of the cancer that she had. And she had something that could have been treated, but he just couldn't afford it, right? And I don't know if people understand how there are certain things that are unique to mothers when it comes to your child hurting you. There's certain things but there's certain unique things for a father. Like nothing crushes a man more than not being able to provide for his family, right? So this is a very biological, emotional pain that shows that, like, for a man is like, you're not even worthy of being alive. You had one job, you had one thing to do. Like, your whole purpose was to provide for your wife and your children. And your children right now in your arm, your daughter in your arm has this disease that other people could afford, but you failed in life in a way that she now needs to suffer because you can't afford to pay for her treatment. Like, nothing nothing will destroy a man more than that, right? And whatever that situation was, it's now so much higher than that. So many other people are now experiencing that. So when you say, how can the people last? This man is not going to die, right? Maybe his daughter will die, but is that lasting? Like, does he, what do you mean by lasting? Because that man is still alive, but like he will last, but that is no way to live, right? But it's important to say that they still last, even though that, because we need these people. Like, no matter what happens, the Iranian people will survive. Even under extreme levels of suffering, they will survive and they will fight. So I don't know how long all of this is going to take, but the Iranian people are not going anywhere. They will survive this, and all of this suffering one thing that it brings you is a lot of anger. Okay, so not only the Iranian people are not going to go anywhere, they're going to be present, and they are going to bring all of that anger with them into the battlefield next time there's an uprising.
And what if he meant last, as in before their anger reaches a point where they come back out on the street?
Oh. Well, I mean, the anger is already there, and the desire to come into the streets is already there, right? The Iranian people are brave, but they're not stupid, right? So the anger has already reached to the point where they want to come out, but they don't want to come out just to die. They want to come out to win. So we don't have lack of anger as an issue. We don't have lack of motivation as an issue. We just lack the force to be able to overcome the regime. And this is why I say we need to arm the Iranian people, because that's the thing that we don't have. We have the anger, we have the motivation, we have the bravery, we have the drive. We just don't have the guns.
So there's your answer, No Border Sports, from both of us. Man, there's a special place in their hell waiting for them. Yeah, thanks for the question. And No Border Sports also become a member. Thank you. Appreciate you. InServer asked us, are you guys weapons training?
And
no.
And also Sarah gave us a super chat to bring our attention to that, right? I mean, we are, if by weapons you mean like arming people with knowledge, and so.
Oh, actually, sorry. Yes, knowledge, YouTube. That's a really good weapon. That's what we mean. Jeez, they almost got me.
I have. Can I show this? Is that YouTube? Do you think YouTube would mind that?
Yeah, I think so.
YouTube is okay.
Well, InServer, you almost got me with that one.
Yes.
See, it's really your own followers who know the best way to destroy you because they're there watching you.
No, it isn't. No, it's just.
No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding.
And Sarah, thank you for the super chat.
Thanks, Sarah. Another super chat from Victory, who says, I found video, Armin, looking for, I found the video you were looking for about fund, perhaps going to X, Y, Z. The video that you're looking for about funding going to X, Y, and Z? I think Armin was looking for the video of the Romanian dictator giving a speech and being taken down right after.
I mean, I have that video, but thank you so much for looking for a video that I was looking for. Thank you for that.
What a community.
Yes.
You know, in fact, I think there was something. There it is. Okay, so Lux Pendragon said the mind is a very powerful weapon indeed, Wyatt. Where Wyatt was saying that we're all Immortal Guard because we're here and we're doing this. Guys, the mind is a very powerful weapon because it is what you surround yourself with. And you guys are here, and this is what you are thinking, living, and breathing for the past 5 months, almost 6. Think about 6 months ago. Were you thinking and feeling and just like, was your mind working the same way that it is right now? With all the knowledge that you have now, haven't you started to look at the world differently? Isn't that's like the real value of the human mind, is whatever you feed it allows you to reach more, well, in this case, if the mind is a weapon, reach more targets or heights. So yeah. Also, thank you, Victory, for looking out for us. My favorite username, Leon's Tof, said, how can we get funds to the people? All right, this is a touchy subject. It's a difficult, complex subject. If you want to get funds to the people of Iran, you can't, and you shouldn't. Okay, but if you know someone, you can get funds to them through crypto, and it's still difficult.
But only if you know somebody personally.
We're not talking about if someone messages you and is like, "Hey, I'm an Iranian inside of Iran, like help me." Like you don't know who that is unless you like
And-
get some sort of verification.
Us also, we have to be mindful. Don't violate any laws. Just be careful not to violate any laws. We're not advocating for any of that. But honestly, the Iranian people, there's no funds that like the level of economic devastation is not going to change by the amount of funds that any of us could send to Iran. Like it's basically not even it's a drop in an ocean. Okay, what the Iranian people need right now is guns rather than funds. They need guns. We need to find a way to send guns to the Iranian people, because Iran is already very rich. The wealth that the Iranian people need is already inside Iran. We need to give them the tools to be able to just take it.
Yeah. The best way to help them, if you wanted to be helping them, is to just get them to get rid of this rancid regime. Man. Yeah, thank you. Guys, we really appreciate that you want to help the Iranian people so much. And some of you guys are Iranians. And
yeah, remember,
you.
this is what I was thinking about. Remember, so Texas Troop was saying, remember, Americans, there are sanctions in place. So make sure you're not violating any laws. Sending money to Iran is a violation of sanctions law. So be careful.
The video that Victory was talking about was Washington Free Beacon, some money.
Look,
Okay, I'll check it
video
out.
This is the video I was talking about. Hold on. You have to go like this. And thank you, Vic, by the way, Victory, for doing that for our men. Oh, Washington Free Beacon, some money will end up in the hands of. Okay, Ali, would you be able to send that to me on Telegram?
Yeah, I just watched the first 20 seconds. It's a minute clip of someone from the Davos 2016 summit, Kerry, and he's saying there was like a $55 billion package of some sort. And Secretary of State John Kerry admitted that some of the $55 billion that Iran will receive in sanctions will hand up. Wow. All right. So should we watch this?
We should show that. Yeah, we should watch that. Thank you, Vic.
Yeah, thanks, Vic.
Now we get it. Sorry, we didn't get it originally.
All right, let's do it. Is there? Oh, we can watch this.
So,
on
guys,
YouTube.
this is an admission by John Kerry that the money that they released through the Islamic Republic, with the Obama deal, the JCPOA, some of it went where to October
The Islamic
7th?
Republic. Also, Armin, not only that, but what are the chances that the United States at some point sold uranium to Russia and that uranium ended up in Iran? Have you heard about that theory?
No, I mean, we know that they enrich uranium themselves inside Iran. Yeah, then maybe the Russians were involved in teaching them.
Oh yeah, they are. They man the nuclear plants to a large extent.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's play this.
It's the least worst outcome, but just to put a fine point on it, do you believe that any of that $55 billion ends up in the hands of terrorists?
I think that some of it will end up in the hands of the IRGC or of other entities, some of which are labeled terrorist. To some degree, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that every component of that can be prevented, but I can tell you this. Right now, we are not seeing the early delivery of funds going to that kind of endeavor at this point in time. I'm sure at some point some of it will. But that has never made the difference in what is happening there. Let me give you an example. The Saudis alone spend $80 billion a year on defense. The entire Gulf state community spends $130 billion a year on defense. Iran spends $15 billion a year on its military activities. So it's so incredibly disproportionate that I believe that working with our Gulf state partners, which we are going to do and which we are upgrading, we have the ability to guarantee that they will be secure, that we will stand by them, even as we look for this potential of a shift.
Okay, so the second part was unimportant. The first part, did you hear the part that he said? First of all, he admitted that the JCPOA really was used to fund terrorist groups. He admitted that. But holy shit, did you notice that he said labeled as terrorist groups? Did you hear that part? Wait, John Kerry, you don't think Hamas is a terrorist group? You don't think Hezbollah is a terrorist group? Other people, like, as a way to avoid suggesting that Obama and him funded terrorist groups, he made it worse. He made it worse. He said, like, they're labeled as terrorist groups. Wait, so they're not terrorist groups? They're only other people refer to them as terrorist group? Holy fuck, play that again? That was, what the fuck is this?
Which part did you want to listen to?
Just the beginning, just a few, yeah.
We have the least worst outcome, but just to put a fine point on it, do you believe that any of that $55 billion ends up in the hands of terrorists?
I think that some of it will end up in the hands of the IRGC or of other entities, some of which are labeled terrorist.
How?
What the fuck?
How, John Kerry? How is it going to end up in their hands? Who gives it? Like, what's the supply chain there?
No, that's no. He is the main point, Ali, is that he's saying. Okay, so he just realized that the question is not a question he wants to answer, because the question is that the funds you released, is that not going to? So he's admitting that, yeah, sure, obviously some of those money went to terrorist groups, but because he doesn't want to say that he is responsible for funding terrorist groups, he's saying groups that are labeled as terrorist groups, as if they're not. But some people refer to them as terrorist groups. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. I just wish the guy would have asked him how that would have ended up in their hands. I want him to also directly have to answer that question. That's
labeled as terrorist means that labeled as terrorist means that I wouldn't say labeled as terrorist. If I think a group is terrorist, I would just say terrorist groups. I wouldn't say labeled as terrorist. Labeled as terrorist means they're not terrorists from your perspective.
What an idiot. This is January 2016. And then the stupidest part is that he's like, yeah, all of the Gulf states spend 130 billion on defense. The IRGC is only going to get 55 billion, guys. It's not a big deal. So you just admitted that you're funding terrorists and you think it's okay. You just justified it as well. You're like, oh, well, it's not that much. The Gulf states can handle it. They spend more money on defense.
Persian.
Oh, the Persian Gulf states. Wow, I can't. This was 2016. How did no one see this? Did people not see this? Or was this wow. Thanks, Victory.
Thank you. Yeah, good video. Thank you for showing this to us.
$55 billion to the IRGC, okay? And then I wish you would answer it, because the answer is this, guys. If the IRGC gets $55 billion, who else gets money from the IRGC, guys? We all know Hamas, Hezbollah, Popular Mobilization Front. all of them. So John Kerry admitted that his administration funded terrorism in the Middle East, for which they then went and under Obama did the most amount of bombings out of any president in the Middle East. Got it.
Wait, Texas is saying we need a link to this so we can share it far and wide. Yeah, Ali, could you put it in the chat for everyone? Thank you, Texas. Yes, link please, people are saying.
Yeah, I'll send the YouTube link too. Wow. Okay, Obama. Man, I need a second after that one. I mean, did we all? I mean, we kind of all knew, you know.
Yeah, guys, remember, I think this is a very effective line. We need to say Obama funded October 7th. I don't know. I haven't seen, like, I don't. People are not picking this up. Like, I think this is a very effective line, isn't it? Obama funded
that's what it
October
means
7th.
now. If you guys couldn't connect the dots between Armin saying Obama funded October 7th, you're like, well, how did we get there? John Kerry just told you how.
Yeah.
Well, but it's not a lot. I mean, the Gulf states spend over twice that amount on defense, so it's okay.
I like it when Ali does impressions. Doing good.
Wow. Yeah, well. Again, thank you for sharing that.
Thank you. Yeah. We should respond to some people in some super chat, and I have a video. And I'm going to ask you guys if you want to watch it. So let me, while Ali goes through the super chats, also let me in the chat. I have a video from when Romania executed their dictator, and how quickly everything changed. Like 1 minute, everything in Romania seems stable, and then all of a sudden they go from having a dictator to executing their dictator. And it's a 9-minute video explaining what happened. And it's a good way to see how quickly things changes. I don't know if you want to see that, so let me know in the chat. But Ali, how about you respond to the super chat as well?
All right.
We'll see.
Roman Viking says, when Persian language school, do you think we should start teaching people like a word a day or something like that?
Sure. I mean, if you want, if it's fun. Yeah.
Which word? Oh, kaku.
Kako.
You say kako?
Yeah.
When I watched like vlogs of people traveling in Shiraz, they would say like kaku.
Kako?
Was it kako?
I've heard
okay.
kako.
Kako. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you're the expert on that. I mean, you live there in Shiraz.
Oh,
all right.
Yeah.
Guys, kako means like dude, bro.
Bro, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's not Persian. That's just Shirazi only. It's not like only one city in Iran says that. So it's not all of Iran.
Should we pick a different word then? Okay, let's see.
Somebody wants to know how to say boobies. No. It's mame. Mame. Boobies is mame.
Well, there's your guys' word of the day.
There you go. Yes, word of the day, meme.
Christian Evan Christensen from Norway says, "You good?" Oh, we're back to it. Was at Iran protest, handed out flyers and folded notes with butterfly wings on each end. Got a hug. Talked to a guy for 6 hours. You think if Reza was as hard on mullahs as Ataturk, Iran would be free today? Reza Shah the
No.
First, I think he means.
No. Let me tell you why. I think what happened one way or another was inevitable. Okay. And I think if Reza Shah and Mohammad Reza Shah, this is an unpopular thing that I'm gonna say. Some Iranians would disagree with me. Okay. I think Reza Shah and Mohammad Reza Shah, everything they did was it's really hard to improve to what they did. Okay. And when we're judging, and sometimes we wish that they were more extreme, is because we weren't there to see the reality on the ground. I'm going to say something about the Iran at that time. The Iran at that time respected Islam. Okay. The Iran at that time, at the time of Reza Shah and Mohammad Reza Shah, they respected Islam. Even the people who were not living Islamic lives and were Western in their lifestyle, and they didn't pray, they didn't fast, they still considered Islam to be this thing that you need to respect, right? Mullahs are worthy of respect. And that's why if Reza Shah and Mohammad Reza Shah were more aggressive against the mullahs back in their time, I think the revolution, the Islamic revolution, would have happened earlier. I think it would have happened, instead of in 1979, it would have happened in 1969. It would have sped up the revolution, right? I think what Reza Shah and Mohammad Reza Shah were doing were a long-term. See, this is why Reza Shah and Mohammad Reza Shah could have gone more aggressively against communism than Islam, because communism was coming from the Soviets, and it didn't have a long history in Iran. So the Iranian people didn't have respect for it. So you could go just fuck them up and do what you want with them, and there wouldn't be that much of a backlash from the society, right? But you couldn't have done that with the mullahs. You could not have done that with the mullahs. This is why the communists realized that they need to use the mullahs. This is what the communists started allying with the mullahs, because they realized that they don't have the communists managed to infiltrate the universities, and the university students had sympathy for communism, but the average people had no sympathy for communists, but they did have sympathy for the mullahs. And the networks of mosques is something that the communists did not have. The communists had their webs and their networks in the universities, but they didn't have that within the body of the society, and the mullahs did. And that's why the communists started backing up the mullahs, right? And they knew that the mullahs are untouchable, because if the Shah takes action against the mullahs, that would help get the society against the Shah. So Reza Shah and Mohammad Reza Shah were focusing on building the foundations for Iran to get modernized. Reza Shah built universities and the infrastructure, and Mohammad Reza Shah, following Reza Shah's path, continued to do that, but he was also starting to work on the culture. This is what you have to realize, and this is what I started appreciating about Mohammad Reza Shah. Mohammad Reza Shah knew, if you want to take this Islamic identity away from the society, you need to give something in return. You need an identity. You need to replace it with Iran's own ancient culture. You cannot just go against the mullah. You have to build something in place of it, because if Muslim is your identity, you cannot just say stop that identity. You have to provide an alternative identity. That's why Mohammad Reza Shah was in the process of introducing the Iranian people to their national ancient identity. That's why he did the 2,500 year ceremonies, like the Jashnai 2500 Sale. What is that in English, right? When he built museums, he basically showed the Iranian how glorious their own national identity is, and he was working on that, right? It wasn't, the only reason, by the way, guys, a lot of people think Mohammad Reza Shah failed. Muhammad Reza Shah did not fail, because the Islamic revolution was inevitable, in my opinion. But Muhammad Reza Shah planted the seeds of the Iranian identity in our minds. And even after he was gone, and even after he died, those seeds that he planted in Iran grew after him. If the Iranian people are now shouting Javid Shah, if Iranian people are now leaving Islam, if the Iranian people are now choosing the national identity rather than Islamic identity, is because of the work that Muhammad Reza Shah did. He made the, instead of here's what Muhammad Reza Shah loved the Iranian people, and instead of going for a short-term gain by just attacking the mullahs and basically suppressing the protests, he went for a long-term investment. And he gave us a gift that we did not appreciate once when he gave it to us, but after he was gone and we saw the true nature of Islamic rule in our country, what Muhammad Reza Shah left us with was exactly the identity, the culture, and the values that we needed to rise up against the Islamic takeover of our country. So he did not fail. He passed on, he gave us a weapon, and we did not know it was a weapon until he was gone. Until he was gone. Just also please understand that Iran back then was recovering from the Qajar dynasty. Just before the Pahlavi dynasty, we were experiencing famine. Iran was almost completely gone. And the fact that we even have an Iran right now is a miracle, and it could have only been saved by Pahlavi, right? And we were in the middle of so many forces bigger than Iran at that time, that we were in the middle of World War I and World War II, and then we had the Americans and the British Empire and the Soviets just passing through Iran, and just basically and we were basically, these were elephants fighting with each other, and we Iranians were like, they're basically like the grass underneath their feet, like ants underneath their feet. And the Soviets were basically trying to come and eat Iran, like they were trying to come swallow it whole with communism, right? And everybody thinks that the Shahs didn't do enough against the mullahs, but they were dealing with a bigger threat than, I know right now when we look at it, we think like, oh my God, the mullahs, they didn't do enough against the mullahs. We were dealing with the bigger threat than the mullahs. And we got lucky. We got lucky that the mullahs win. I say this as somebody who hates Islam. I think that Iran got lucky that between communist rule and Islamic rule, we ended up with Islamic rule. The Shahs were focusing on saving Iran from Soviet communism, and they won that. They won that, Iran, but then they couldn't keep. But they couldn't keep. Ali, I'm hearing your keyboard. But they couldn't keep. The forces against them from outside were too big, and there's the fact that the Soviets didn't tear Iran into pieces is already a Pahlavi victory. So many Iranians are like, oh, we have 47 years of Islamic rule and the Pahlavis should have been more aggressive against the mullahs. You're lucky that we even have an Iran left, because the Shah stood against the Soviets and the communists, and Iran is still there, even though this world power that was the Soviet Union was trying to tear us into pieces. The fact that that did not happen is already a miracle, and only Pahlavi could have saved us. But those powers were so great against our country that one way or another, something disastrous was going to happen. What the Pahlavis managed to do is to give us enough ammunition for us to try to survive this 50 years under the Islamic rule. There was no way to completely avoid something this devastating happening, but what we were left with was the tool for us to eventually recover. And now we have an Iran that shouts Javid Shah more than they used to shout Javid Shah when Pahlavi was still alive. This is what the Pahlavis did. The Pahlavis were ruling over people who were not at their level yet. They were ahead of their time. The Pahlavis were ahead of the Iranian people when it comes to their understanding of what makes a society prosperous. And what Muhammad Reza Shah understood is that you cannot force a population. You cannot force the people to understand. They have to understand themselves. Progress does not come from up-down force upon a people. You can't force a population to modernize. If they don't want your rule, you will leave. You don't kill Iranians to rule over them. Muhammad Reza Shah said, if I have to spill the blood of Iranians to rule, I'd rather not rule at all. And in the revolution, he left because the Iranian people were not yet at his level of maturity and understanding, but he left us with the investment and the knowledge and the culture and the identity for us to experience Islamic rule and eventually understand. And even he's not here with us anymore, everything he left for us makes us wish that we still had him. We're now asking for Pahlavi's return, and the Iranian people appreciate Pahlavi now more than they appreciated Pahlavi when he was alive. And the fact that he achieved doing that tells you a lot about how wise these men were.
Beautifully said. Thank you. Beautiful.
Thank you.
That was really good. That's a clip right there.
No.
Guys, we have some. I'm going to update you guys on the news today that other people haven't mentioned. And before I do that, let's read a couple of super chats because they were pertaining to this topic. So, yeah, so thanks, Christian, for that question. Appreciate it. Sarah with a super chat who says, my toddler knows das nazan, nakon. Yeah, you teach them well. They heard from you. Who also agrees with you. Sarah also agrees with you. And in fact, most people were telling you beautifully said, well said. A new man, 007, became my member. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for supporting.
And Roman Viking says, how socialist was the farmland redistribution at the beginning of the Pahlavi reign?
It was not socialist at all.
Yeah,
It's not socialism to end feudalism. Okay, it's okay. It's not. I mean, okay. To be fair, some economic policies of Muhammad Reza Shah were center left, which is nothing wrong with that, guys. The left that we are against here, the leftist ideas that we're against here, are communism and wokeism. Okay, we're not against everything left. Okay, but to call it socialist, I think it's unfair because, guys, we went from, so if you look at Europe, we went from feudalism to capitalism, and then from exactly. So we went from feudalism to capitalism. So to suggest that what we had in Iran at Muhammad Reza Shah's time was basically lords and serfs. Like given that in Europe capitalism came because of the end of feudalism, I don't understand why Muhammad Reza Shah ending feudalism in Iran and ending the era of lords and serfs, Arbab Rayati, people think that's socialism. Isn't that exactly how you got to capitalism in Europe? By ending feudalism? Ending serfdom is not socialism. In fact, it's what brought capitalism to Europe. Like, do you guys understand what I'm saying? That's how, yeah, being against serfdom is not socialism. In fact, it's pro-capitalism. Yes, exactly. It's classical liberalism. Does that make sense to you guys? Like, does that? By the way, that's great question, Roman Viking. Great question. But let me know if that makes sense to you guys, because I don't want anybody to. I don't know if this is too high level.
Gotcha. Yeah, thank you. All right, I'm going to provide you guys the updates of the day. And we have some really interesting ones. So let's start off with President Trump, who posted on Truth Social. Let's see what he posted. Is it going to be weird? Maybe. Okay. All right.
What is
So
that?
President Trump has posted this image on Truth
That's
Social. And he said, "You're getting discombobulated." So interesting. We're kind of seeing this on the regular now, like stuff like this of him. It was first using lasers to shoot down stuff, then now we're here. Here, let me zoom in for you guys actually.
That looks good actually.
It looks like Warhammer, or like, I don't know. Looks interesting here. I don't know why there's a wooden ship, but maybe that's the Minesweeper actually, because they don't have metal holes. You know what I mean?
No, that's an old like
Yeah.
old timey, historical American ships before and now.
Yeah. But yeah, cool. Thanks, President Trump. You should start doing that, whatever you're trying to do here soon. Yeah. And
looks
speaking
really
of that,
I wonder if he makes them himself or he finds them. Do you think President Trump is like prompting AI to make AI images, or he just finds it and reposts it?
is there a guy in the White House who just like, he's like, oh wait, I can kind of hang out with President Trump for like a couple minutes by showing him the latest AI memes I made, and President's just like, he's like, yeah, post that one.
Oh my god, I did not see that coming. That was so good. Oh my god. That was so good.
Can anyone tell me, which this guy is asking the right question, okay? This guy in this post, he's saying, does anyone have any idea why the US Air Force keeps flying in supply from Europe to the Middle East? So just to give you guys an update, we have not stopped doing that. We've been doing that for actually most days of the week so far. And segueing off into planes, remember how in the conflict there was a plane that got hit? Can this like go away? What is it? There was a plane that got hit during the conflict and it was just shredded with shrapnel. Well, they fixed it, and they fixed it with golden stuff. It's pretty cool. Little like mark of little scars.
Wait, isn't that it? That's Japanese. What is this thing? The Japanese stuff they break.
Yeah, Sadato, help us out.
Yes, Sadato. Japanese, they break dishes and then repair it with gold. What is it called? Break gold. Oh, it's called kintsugi.
Kintsugi. Okay. Yeah. Seth was on it pretty fast.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
All right.
So, guys, look at this. Wait. Let me show that. So, the Japanese, they break their, stuff and then they repair it with gold. And I think it's meant to say that your scars are something, your scars are what makes you. Something
like
that.
You can still be whole, even damaged.
No, like your scars are like what builds your character, are like part of your identity. You should celebrate your scars. Hardship is what builds a man, like a person. You know what I mean? The difficulties that you go through your life is what makes you the way you are. So you should celebrate it as gold rather than something to avoid.
Yeah, I like that. The Japanese actually have a lot of philosophies that are copied by the rest of the world. Like everyone loves them.
It's very stoic, basically. It's very much like stoic philosophy, I would say.
Yeah. And y'all want to see what a mine looks like in the Persian Gulf?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we've got a video of a suspected mine, and it looks like this. Looks like this one floated a little bit too close to the coast. And just in a second here, you'll be able to see it.
It's so dangerous, so close to it.
It's just right there.
That's a mine?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so scary oh my god, imagine seeing that and knowing that if you touch it, it might go boom. Oh my god,
There it
that is scary.
And then
Is that
Armin,
not scary? That is like
um,
this could like whoever's there, like if they make a mistake, this is their end.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if you're made out of metal too, it'll start coming towards you.
Oh shit!
Um,
Really?
Yeah, these are magnetic. That's why
Oh,
if you're a wooden ship, like wooden ships are minesweepers nowadays because the mine won't go towards them.
that is
Um,
terrifying.
Yeah. Wooden are like, other ships that are not made out of metal hulls. Okay, guys, for the news that you've all been waiting for, the most exciting one. Oh my God. 2 people were killed in a clash between Iranian border guards and members of what authorities described as an armed group. This was
Wait, are
reported
you sure
by
this is-
Iran's border police chief, Ali Akbar Javidan, at the Chalderan border, so West Azerbaijan. So this is northwest Iran. These are close to the Kurdish separatist groups.
Oh,
And yeah,
we're not for these people.
yeah. Well, it could have been them, could not be. But we have to tune into what's happening on the streets of Iran. What is the regime doing? What are they parading around, guys? Anyone want to wonder? Look at this. Look
What
at
the hell
this.
is that?
Look, they don't have their navy's at the bottom of the sea, and then the other part of their navy is being paraded around streets. They're so scared. They don't want to take their ships out to the water. Look at this. Like, what? If I was here, I'd be like, why is this here? Why are you what's the point?
I know
Okay,
why.
thanks.
I
Like,
know
why are you
why. I
showing us
know why.
this?
I know why. Because they need to keep impressing these people about interesting stuff that they don't see every day. Because right now the streets are getting emptier and emptier and emptier. Pro-regime people are going back home, and the regime is desperately trying to keep them outside to avoid an uprising. So they're just like, guys, next time we're gonna bring a giant missile. I'm gonna bring a launcher. We're gonna bring a boat. Like what? Like they're basically asking, like, what do we need to bring for these people to be like, ooh, I want to see that. So they're just trying to entertain them to keep them in the streets with different stuff.
As you guys can see, this ship right here has forced the United States Navy to completely flee in terror. And we want to show you guys what it looked like. Behold, the greatest naval vessel to ever exist.
Oh my god, I hate this song. Oh my god, I grew up with this song. Oh my god, this is a revolutionary song of the Islamic Republic.
Yes, and Armin,
I hate it, like na. Oh my god, this is such a shitty song as well.
So
I mean,
I've heard
usually
this song.
you've heard the song.
Yeah, and do you know what song the Iranian people came up with to make fun of this song? It was I loved singing this song when I was a kid. So when I was like 10 and I'm watching on my grandfather's TV, you tune into like channel 4, okay? And there's like some TV shows at the time they would like post this song when they would like make fun of it. So it'd be like barbari 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 khorim. And it'd be like that.
Yeah. Look, Vashi in the chat is saying sometimes when I'm working and I'm bored, I sing that song from back of my head. Oh no, I hated that song even as a kid. Like, to be honest, the Islamic Republic has some pro-regime songs that are kind of catchy, and like, okay, it's fucking bullshit, but like, yeah, I see it. But that one, it was like, why? na, 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 na. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, is that like okay?
Guys,
Right.
barbari is a bread.
It's
It's a type
bread.
of bread, which is my favorite. I like that one the most.
Yeah. It's oh my god, it smells the best.
Here, look, I should show them what it looks like.
Can I admit something? People Iranians are gonna hate me if I say this.
Oh no.
I always felt like that these breads, they always smelled so good, and then when you started eating they were like, the smell was so much better than the taste. Like, did you never get that impression? Every time I'm like, oh my god, like that bread, yeah, that bread. Every time I was like, oh my god, it smells like heaven. And then I grab some and I eat it. I was like, it's just the smell. The smell is good. No, anybody else has felt that, or is it just me? Like, it's just the smell that is good. The taste is disappointing.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
yeah.
No.
That's why we eat them with like a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, that's my favorite. And let's show you guys a clip that might be a little bit
People are saying it's
annoying.
just me. Yes. Yeah. No. Okay. Don't diss Barbary. Oh my god, I turned the chat against me. No. Okay, guys, I said the smell is heavenly. Why are you guys doing this to me? Okay.
Armin,
let's go to
are
that.
you ready? Look at
Oh
this.
my god, no, I'm not ready because people are saying Armin is not Iranian anymore. Barbary is love. Okay, I didn't say anything. I was just they smell. Oh my god, never mind. I shouldn't have said this. Okay.
All right, so let's just listen to like pieces of this, and let's translate for the crowd.
Okay.
راجبی
And then we have to do
تمدن
super chat.
Yeah.
از گذشته که منو میرسونه به آینده دارم حرف میزنم.
تمدن به قدمت بشر.
Wait.
ما تمدنی هستیم به قدمت حضور بشر از زمانی که مهاجرت خودش شروع میکنه.
اون نژاد آریا و ما آریایی و اینا اون چیه که درش گاهی
اون
هم
افکار
تشکیک میشه؟
شوونیستیه، افکار ناسیونالیستیه. امروز هیچ زیست شناسی به این حرفا اعتقاد نداره.
Armin, what did he just say?
He said that what do you say about the people who say we are Aryans? Right? He said these are chauvinistic nationalist belief. No biologist believes in that anymore. Wait, you use the word nationalist as a negative, by the way.
Wait, doesn't Iran mean land of the Aryans? I'm confused.
Yes, it's in,
Aren't they
it's
the
in the
Islamic
word
Republic of Iran?
Yeah, Iran means that Iran means the land of Aryans. And this
Okay.
is he supposed to be an expert?
Yes, he's supposed to be an expert.
Okay, so this fucker doesn't understand that he's using the word Aryan the way the Nazis use the word Aryans, not how the Iranian people use the word Aryans for thousands of years before some motherfucking Nazis came and redefined what that word means. This expert is basically using the Nazis' definition of the word Aryan.
Oh, what you just said, I think you should watch what he says next.
همه انسان‌های مساپینسن. همه انسان‌ها برابرن. این افکار یک کمی بوی نژاد پرستی میده.
چرا ترس
ما
شد؟
آریایی.
اینا این باستانشناسای غربی که تو ایران میومدن کار میکردن راه انداختن؟
بله فکر میکنم. و یه
He's saying the Westerners who came to Iran are using this word. It's not us. It's the Westerners.
Aryan is ancient to this land. Like we have the word Aryans, like the word Aryan is like ancient to our land. I mean, Iran means the land of Aryans, and that's like, what the fuck is he talking about? And he says all humans are equal. This is racist to say we're Aryans. Aryan is not referring to a race, you fucking idiot. Aryan is a language group, a culture, a set of culture and values. It's not even referring to an ethnicity, you fucking retard. What is he experts in?
Oh,
like, has he not heard about the Indo-European? Like, basic. Aryan is just like Indo-European. Like it's a set of group of languages. I mean, oh my god, fucking here. Let me go find a definition.
Wait. Listen.
اشتباهاتی که از روی زبان شناسی زبان هندوروپایی به این معنا نیستش که همه کسانی که با زبان هندوروپایی صحبت میکنن هم نژادن. نه.
He's saying like not all people who speak the Indo-European languages, it doesn't mean that they're the same ethnicity. You don't fucking say, you idiot. That's why Aryan was not referring to an ethnicity.
Expert. Okay. Listen what he says about the time period.
من بالا اگه شد تو جلسه آینده توضیح میدم. نه ما چیزی به اسم آریایی به اون معنا نداریم. حالا یه الان اگه بشنون اصلا عصبانی میشن انگار که مثلا
حالا اونا که بشن اشکالی نداره.
ما
What? He's like, yeah, if some people heard me say that about the Aryans, they'd get mad. And the other guy's like, oh well, like whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. Like whatever. Guys, Islamic occupation of Iran, nothing about these guys, nothing about them is Iranian.
Okay, here's the answer. Okay, look at this, guys, before people try to make it like it's a bad word. Okay, so I asked AI, and this is the answer. Before the Nazis hijacked it, the word Aryan from the old Iranian Arya meant two distinct things in ancient Iran. One, noble or honorable. It was a cultural, not blood, not ethnicity. It was a cultural and social descriptor for someone of good character, noble status, or who followed the correct religious and cultural practices, specifically early Zoroastrianism. So that was one definition of Arya or Aryan. The second definition, an ethno-linguistic identity. It was the self-designated name used by the ancient Indo-Iranian people to describe their shared lineage, language, and culture, distinguishing themselves from neighboring groups. It is literally where the country's name come from. The modern word Iran evolved from the Middle Persian Iran Shahr, which translates directly to land of the Aryans or empire of the Aryans. In its original Iranian context, Aryan had absolutely zero connection to race, physical appearance, or European ancestry. No shit. It was entirely about shared culture, language, and nobility of character until the 19th century European pseudoscientists twisted it into a racial fantasy. There we go.
مردمان این سرزمینیم. یعنی چی که ما اگر بگیم ما آریایی هستیم خودمون رو به 4000 سال پیش تقلیل میدیم.
Oh my god. I'm done. You know what? I'm done with this fucker. You know, he's saying, you know why they're doing this, Ali? They're trying to pretend that we patriots of Iran are racist. Guys, you guys are very familiar with this. This is, you know, because in Europe, you know how patriots are trying to be labeled as racist? You know how in the United States, patriots are trying to get labeled as racist? The Islamic Republic is trying to label Iranian patriots as racist. That's what he's doing.
Guys, view it this way. The Pahlavis spent all their time and effort to try and make the Iranian national identity the way out. Okay? You don't have to be Muslim anymore. You can be an Iranian nationalist. These guys are spending all their time undoing that. That's how you can view it.
وقتی میگیم مردمان این سرزمینی 65000 سال اینجا فرقش
Let's just hear that again. Let's just hear that again.
سرزمینی 65000 سال اینجا
We have been here. When we say that we're the people of this land, we've been here for 65,000 years. We're not Aryans. We're people who have been here for we're greater than Aryans, guys. Aryans 4,000 years. We've been here for much longer.
فرقش اینه.
آفرین.
آریایی 4000 سال پیش اومدن، 5000 سال پیش اومدن. گفته میشه اصلا یه همچین مهاجرتی به این شکل نبوده.
So look at this, Ali, he's trying to say that if we say we're Aryans, we're reducing our history to 4,000, 5,000 years old, but there were people here for 65,000 years. And if we don't say we're Aryans, that means that we're basically claiming that we have a longer history, 65,000 years rather than 5,000 years. Based on that logic, we should stop saying that we humans came to it. We should say we're mammals. Okay, why even stop there? We're mammals. How far that goes? Okay, how far back that goes before mammals came to this land? Why just zoom in on us being humans? Okay, just try to expand this to mammals, and then our history goes back even further. I mean, why stop at that? Okay, let's say we're Mohridaran. Like, how about we just say we're living creatures? Okay, then right,
I mean,
and then our
go
history
further
goes back to the
this
beginning
guy.
of life.
Yeah, let's just go further back for this guy. This guy in particular, let's just call him a bacteria. Let's go. That's what we should call this guy.
How about we just go with matter? Like matter, like forget like matter. How long has we are matter? How long has matter existed in this land? Okay, that would make our history a lot longer as well.
And there you have it, guys. After that, okay, he says something even more. But since we're kind of running out of time, we want to read your super chats. I'm just going to tell you. After he said, "Oh yeah, we've been here 65,000 years," he said, "The Aryans killed everyone and came to power." So if we say we're Aryans, we're the children of genocide. The Aryans killed everyone. That's how they got power.
The Aryans killed everyone? What the fuck?
I think he's trying to say that the Iranians, he's confusing, he's projecting his own Islamist history onto Iranians.
I think he's confusing us Aryans with Muslims. I think that's what he's confused.
Man. Kiss off that.
And this is this is on Islamic Republic State TV, by the way. They're trying to attack the word Aryan, and the word Iran means the land of the Aryans. And basically, if you're attacking the word Aryan, that means that you're attacking the word Iran.
Guys,
yes, it is.
The longer they survive, the more they're gonna push this really, really hard that they're not Iranian at all, and they're just Islamists. They're going to push this so hard on children growing up. They need to be gone immediately.
This is cultural genocide, actually. It meets the definition of cultural genocide. Yes. Exactly. Javid was saying.
All right, guys. You guys sent us some super chats.
Let's go do because I need to go.
Yeah,
it's to get ready, guys. I have my next show in about half an hour, which is the second Persian show of the day. So let's do the super chats. And guys, thank you so much for the super chat.
Yeah. Saber Coaching, thanks for the super chat. Who says, keep in mind, Muhammad Reza Shah was also a devout Muslim. Also, talk about Kashani during Mossadegh's time, where nearly took power, but was used by the commies to topple Muhammad Reza Shah.
Okay, so keep in mind, he was a devout Muslim. I don't care he was a devout Muslim. I don't care at all. What I care about is what he used, what values and what principles he used to rule. I know he was a devout Muslim. In fact, you know what? I often mention the fact that he was a Muslim to show Iranian people that they shouldn't be anti-Muslim. They should be anti-Islam, but not anti-Muslim. And yes, Muhammad Reza Shah was a Muslim who gave us the tools to go back to our Iranian identity instead of our Islamic identity. Muhammad Reza Shah was a Muslim who was at war with the mullahs, who warned the whole world about the unity between Islam and the left, and the world didn't take him seriously, and now the whole world understands that he was right. So you being a Muslim, I don't care. I don't care if you're a Muslim. As long as you're not using Islam to rule. Muhammad Reza Shah was modernizing Iran. Muhammad Reza Shah was abiding by the classical liberal values that made the West a much better place. He grew the economy, he industrialized Iran, he modernized Iran, he gave women the right to vote against the wishes of the mullahs. Those are the things I see. Those are the things
Yeah.
I see.
Also,
So
like when you say he was a devout Muslim, it wasn't the same thing as comparing it to the regime right now. That's completely different, right? We're different levels.
yeah,
Can go on.
he has freedom of Muhammad Reza Shah has freedom of religion. When Muhammad Reza Shah was in power, we had the first gay marriage in the Middle East, in Iran. Before we had gay marriage in Europe, so you could say he was a Muslim, but he allowed the first gay marriage in the Middle East to happen. Right? Those are the things I see. You know what? And honestly, I'm glad that he was a Muslim, because so many Iranians might have turned their anti-Islamic views would have turned into anti-Muslim, and all I have to disarm them every single time is Muhammad Reza Shah was a Muslim, and there's nothing they could do about that. Like, I want people to be anti-Islam but not anti-Muslim. So my job is so much easier. Every time somebody is arguing against me that no, we need to be anti-Muslim as well, I say the person that did the greatest service to Iran was a Muslim. What are you going to do about that? If you want to be anti-Muslim, you have to be anti-Muhammad Reza Shah, and you can't. You can't, because you know he saved Iran.
Yeah, thank you.
And thank you, by the way. That's a good point.
Yeah. Now you know. And Sayed, another super chat, who says, that was a great analysis and thoughts, Armin.
Thank
I
you.
agree.
I appreciate
Today,
it.
like you killed it today. And,
Oh, thank you.
James Moore, who says, Armin, I think you have nailed it. As a real centrist, the left and the right are both Schrodinger political answers. I love your work, guys. Well, thanks, James.
Well, thank you. For me, it's not about left and right. For me, it's about liberal and illiberal, and liberal from a classical liberal perspective, not what it has started to mean in the United States as leftists. I don't care if you're left or right. I care if you are for liberty or anti-liberty. There are people who are on the left that are for liberty. There are people who are on the left who are anti-liberty. We call them woke or communists, right? There are people on the right who are pro-liberty. There are people who are on the right who are anti-liberty, right? Nick Fuentes type kind of people, right? So you could be on the left, you could be on the right. Do you have a pro-liberty position? And if you do, you're on my side, and I consider you an ally. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, thanks, James.
Thank you.
Times 11.
Yes.
So Dapper Uncle says, curse upon the Safavids times 11. Got to keep the streak going. At this point, you're in too deep.
Yes. This is I appreciate the consistency, and I completely agree with that message. Curse be upon the Safavids. Yes.
And Mel Catwoman, who says Javid Shah. Thank you.
Mel managed to get us over the finish line with our super chats. 10 out of 10.
Oh,
Thank you so
sweet.
much, Mel. I appreciate
Thanks,
that.
Mel.
Thank you.
And Wyatt, who says Aryan means noble. Islamic Republic is ignoble. Yeah. I mean, you just saw they're trying to erase what, like all the whole nationalistic identity, the culture, everything. And what they're going to replace it with is, something we've been seeing for a while.
I mean, Wyatt is so on point because Aryan represents everything that the Islamic regime is trying to kill. That's what Aryan represents.
Yeah. Thanks, Wyatt. And Saber had a reply to you, and he says, I mean, he wouldn't kill all the mullahs. Yeah, well, Armin explained that earlier.
No, but I see what you're saying, Saber Coaching, but here's the thing. Our Shah wouldn't kill Iranians, whether they were mullahs, non-mullahs, whether they were communists. Like even though he was very aggressive against communists, he wouldn't want to kill communists either, right? So I see what you're saying, but him being a Muslim wasn't the reason why he wouldn't kill mullahs. It had nothing to do with it. because he didn't even want to kill the person who tried to assassinate him. So him not killing the mullahs is not because he was a Muslim and the mullahs were a Muslim. It wasn't because of that. The person that shot Muhammad Reza Shah, they brought him after to Muhammad Reza Shah, and Muhammad Reza Shah asked his general, what do you think I should do with him? And the general right next to him said, you should execute him as an example to other people. And Muhammad Reza Shah right there said to him that you're free to go. I'm gonna free you. And that person became one of the most loyal supporters of Muhammad Reza Shah. Muhammad Reza Shah just didn't want to spill blood. He just didn't want to spill blood. Whether they were mullah, Muslim, non-Muslims, he just didn't want to spill blood. But thank you. Yeah, I mean, but I see your point. But I see what you were trying to say.
Yeah. And Fleshy Interloper, who started off, is also ending off with the super chats and says, thank you for the stream. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
And
so
that's
much for
echoed. Yeah. Best, like, great username, by the way. It makes me feel strange every time I say it. And thank you for the stream is echoed by David, who says, Armin, thank you so much. You too, new guy. Thank you. And Kevin, who says, gifted me 1 membership. Thank you so much. And again,
yeah,
thank you for
is this your first gifting of membership?
Wyatt actually gifted 5 yesterday.
5 membership. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Kevin. And thank you for your service again.
Thank you, Kevin. Yeah. Thank you for your service. Yes.
All right. That is everything. And we're 2 minutes over for you to go get some rest, where you do your 6th stream.
6th stream of the day.
6th stream.
Yes.
Jeez.
Hour 10. Okay, guys. I'm going to go get ready for my next show on the Persian channel. So thank you for yep. Bye new guy. Bye. Oh my god, I love it. That is funny. Okay. All right, guys. I'm Israel Chai. Slava Ukrainian. Long live America. Javid Shah. Payende Iran. See you guys same time tomorrow. Bye, guys.